This is the bass microsynthesizer. Like the microsynthesizer for guitar, this one's tailored for bass. And it gives you a filter section that works with the bass frequencies. It's totally analog, great sounding. Here's the voice mix section on the bass synth. Put up the sub-octave. The guitar signal. An octave higher. And the square wave. And of course you can blend them in any combination. Here's an example of a low frequency to high frequency range in the filter sweep. Here's an example going from a high frequency to a low frequency with a little bit quicker rate. Now I'll put both the start and the stop frequencies together, and you can use it to hone in on various frequencies. I'll give you some examples of some cool sounds using the bass. This is a bowed effect. Here's a percussive sound. And here's a lead sound. So you now have a synthesizer for bass that'll give you some incredible funky sounds. This is the Bass Balls, a very popular pedal. It's an envelope follower designed specifically for bass, but of course you can use it for guitar as well. It has two sweeping filters, and it will capture the broad frequency spectrum of a bass guitar. It will also track every note that you play. Here's an example of the Bass Balls. I'll add distortion. All right, I'll give you an example of the bass ball with guitar. Put in some distortion. So as you can see, the bass pulse will give you the pulse you need for the funk. This, my friends, is the legendary Electro Harmonix Big Muff distortion. It's been known for years for its rich harmonics, great overdrive, great with chords, and for singing solo tones. legendary sound for over 30 years. This is the Black Finger compressor. It's quite different from about any other guitar compressor available, as it takes a tube studio style compressor and puts it in a small box for guitar. It has two 12AX7 tubes, and it has an optical circuit that is passive, so it doesn't color the tone whatsoever. There are two modes, normal and squash. I'll show you normal first. There are two light sources that actually affect the attack. You have LED, which is a fast attack, and lamp, which is a slower attack. I'll show you the LED first in normal mode, and I'll start with it disengaged, which is true bypass. And you'll see it enhances the guitar beautifully. Okay, here is the lamp position, which is a slower attack, and this setting works out really well for recording vocals or keyboards. There it is disengaged. Put it back in, and you hear how much it enhances the tone. Next is the squash position, which really gives you a high compression, but as you'll see, it is very smooth. Very nice quality tube compression. It's nice and smooth. You don't get any of that step-up effect that you find with cheaper compressors. The Black Finger works really well with acoustic guitar. It's great for recording because it has a very high signal-to-noise ratio, and it's very smooth and transparent. And it's really exceptional for live use when you're using the bridge transducer style pickups. It can be a little hard sounding. It smooths it out for you. Hands down my all-time favorite compressor for guitar. It's a studio tube compressor and a pedal. The Deluxe Memory Man is another legendary Electro Harmonix pedal, and it's the warmest, most musical analog delay out there, in my opinion. It has chorus vibrato and will give you some pretty radical effects as well. The first thing I'll show you is a dotted eighth note pattern, where you set your tempo, and then you think of it like bop, bop. So you can also get a really nice musical slap delay. Here's the chorus effect. And next is the vibrato effect. And in the finest Electro Harmonix tradition, you can get some really radical over-the-top effects. Pretty cool. Another nice hidden feature to the Deluxe Memory Man is its preamp. Here we are in bypass mode. You can kick on the preamp with the delay entirely off. Livens up your signal. You can also crank it. Nothing touches the analog Deluxe Memory Man delay. The double muff. The double muff incorporates the original muff fuzz circuit from 1969, and they've added a second circuit that cascades into the first, so you get the original creamy overdrive with an over-the-top distortion. So here's the single muff. First, I'm starting with it disengaged, which is true bypass. It's great for just that slight breakup, just right on the edge of overdrive. So now we'll add the second muff, which cascades into the first for a completely over-the-top tone. Double your pleasure with the double muff. This is one of the latest from Electro Harmonix, the English Muffin, which they designed to recreate the 60s British sound. It has two 12AY7 tubes and a traditional tone stack of treble, mid, and bass. And it'll get nice subtle overdrives to full-blown crank. Let's kick it in. It's very touch sensitive. And it also features true bypass. It's a really versatile pedal. Here's a cool blues tone. All right, here it is for a heavier sound. That's bypassed. Kick it in. Then you can scoop the mids. Add some more gain to it. You can get a great feedback with this pedal by boosting the mid-range, putting a little more gain on it. With a little tweaking of the knobs, I believe you'll find that the English Muffin is a bloody masterpiece. This is the frequency analyzer. It's a ring modulator. It will not analyze what you're playing, but instead it will duplicate a note at any interval above what you're playing and mirror that interval below what you're playing. End result is you get some really crazy, wild sounds. You can tune it to the note that you're playing. You might choose the key that you're playing in. Fine tune it. Turn the filter on, which essentially removes the top note. This is with the blend knob all the way over. As you can see, it's really musical with chords. So if you want your tone to go atonal, get the frequency analyzer. The graphic fuzz is a cool pedal because it incorporates graphic EQ with distortion. You have a 6-band graphic EQ that can work as a standalone. You can add the distortion, and it also has an envelope that adjusts the sensitivity of your pick attack and dynamics. So you can key it in where it's a very extreme attack. First, we'll start with the true bypass signal. Then I kick in the effect, which has some overdrive. Give you an idea of the overdrive. And then you can, for a really heavy scoop sound, you can just find the frequency. Sit there and just mold your sound. Or you can go to a peaked mid-range. Sit there and so this is the setting I like. As you can see with the EQ, you're starting with your low frequencies going up to the high frequencies. So you can sort of peak it. Ends up being sort of a wave there. Alright, here I'm going to disengage the distortion and use it as an EQ alone. And this is to enhance the sound. I'll bypass it. Kick it in. See, I have it enhanced in the low end and the high end. The last thing I will show you is the envelope response, which is the dynamics and sustain sliders that work in conjunction with the distortion. They will allow your pick attack to be more linear in its lowest settings. Whereas if you increase both the sustain and the dynamics, find the sweet spot, it's much more touch sensitive to your pick attack. So when it comes to tailoring your sound, the graphic fuzz is a good way to go. This is the Holier Grail pedal. It's an expanded version of the Holy Grail with an additional algorithm in the reverb. You have spring, hall, flurb, which is the flanger and reverb. As well, you have a room reverb. You have two lengths, short and long. And there is also a gate with a gate threshold, which provides a variety of really cool effects and also is great to use with drums and for studio applications. First, I will show you the spring reverb in the long position. The short position. Next, I'll show you the hall reverb. Here's the long position. short. Next is the flurb setting, which is the reverb with a flanger. Now for the short flurb, which is exceptionally cool when you're in the flat keys. Here we are in B flat. Next is the room setting. Go back to long. The short. Just to blend a little. Now when you introduce the gate to the reverb, which is sensitive to your dynamics with how hard you play, you get a lot of really cool effects, albeit they're not natural reverb effects, they're really creative. Next, we are going to reverse the gate, the way it reacts. So this means that when I pick softly, the reverb will be on. When I hit hard, the reverb goes away. There's another really cool application with the Holy Grail, and that's with the use of a drum machine. Because of the gate and the threshold, you can set it to where it'll isolate the snare from a beat. Great effect. You can also reverse it to where it's the kick drum that gets the reverb. And then the snare's quiet. So as you can see, the Holy Grail takes the Holy Grail quite a few steps further. This is the Holy Grail reverb. It's a very cool, compact verb for guitar. It has 3 settings. One is the spring reverb setting, like on the old guitar amplifiers. Has hall reverb, and what they call flurb, which is reverb with flange at it. It's very cool. Here's a demonstration of the first setting, which is the spring reverb. You can have less reverb on there. Or you can take it up very extreme. Take it up to 10. Perfect for recording, totally takes out the dry signal. The next setting is hall reverb. What's really great about this is they've dialed in a very nice hall sound that rids the need of a very expensive digital delay. And the third setting is flurb, which is the flanger with the reverb, which is a really cool, unique preset that you won't find on any other pedal. So nowhere else will you find a reverb tank in a little box for such a reasonable price. This is the legendary micro synthesizer. It is a very affordable guitar synth that is driven by the guitar's pickups themselves, and it doesn't require a special synthesizer guitar pickup. It gives you voice control. You have a sub-octave, a higher octave, a square wave, and the guitar tone itself. You can adjust the attack, and then you have a filter section that gives you a broad variety of tones and effects to make this a very versatile unit to play with. First, I will show you the 4 voices that you have to choose from. There's a sub-octave, then you have the guitar voice, the octave above, and then square wave. Alright, so then you can blend any of the various ones. I'm going to start with a sub-octave. Maybe put in a little octave. Add some square wave. Change the resonance, make it a little brighter. The next control I'll show you is the attack delay. So here it is off. I bring it in. To a longer. Next, I will show you the filter sweep stage. And we're going to start going from a low frequency to a high frequency. You can adjust the resonance. And the rate, the speed it goes. All right, now we're going to start from a higher frequency to a lower. Make it a faster rate. And then also, you can hone in on a certain frequency. I'm going to add a little attack too for this effect. It's very easy to get a variety of sounds out of this unit, and I'll show you a few. Here's a bowed effect. And here's a very percussive sound. All right, here's a really cool lead sound. For whatever style of music you're into, I think you'll find that the micro synthesizer is capable of some really cool fat analog synth sounds. This is the Mini Qtron, which is a continuation of the Electro Harmonix Qtron legacy, the coolest, fattest analog sounding envelope filters available. And this one's a simplified version. Gives you 3 filter settings, a Q adjustment, and the drive. Really simple to operate and sounds great. I'll give you examples of the 3 different modes and a few different sounds here. We'll start with the high pass. And use the Q control and the drive. To adjust the extremity of the effect, check the next filter position. Get a wider bandwidth. Again, the low pass filter. Increase the drive. Increase the Q. Really cool effect. So as you can see, the Mini Qtron is a cost-effective version of the legendary Qtron sound. The POG is a new addition to the Electro Harmonix line, and it stands for Polyphonic Octave Generator. And what that means is you can play chords that this unit will track with an octave below and 2 octaves above. So you have the first octave up and the second octave up. Give you an idea how well this tracks from the dry signal down to nothing but the sub-octave signal. It's great for chords. You can use it just to boost the harmonics in a very subtle way. 12-string effect with 1 octave up, slightly detuned. Then you can add a second octave, slightly detuned. And you have an 18-string guitar. The coolest effect you can get with a POG is an organ sound. You can use the low-pass filter to tune it in, get your octaves. There's nothing out there like it. This is the Tube EQ, one of the more recent offerings from Electro Harmonix. It is exactly that. It gives you a 2-band shelving type EQ and a parametric bandpass filter. It's driven by 2 12AX7 tubes. So you can expand the possibilities of your existing sound and add some really great effects as well. So I'm going to start with the Tube EQ bypassed. Kick it in. All right, so now I'll introduce the band pass into the signal. You can tune in the frequency, and then you can adjust the width of it from very thin to very wide. You get some great sounds. Turn it up some more. You can add an expression pedal, which will control the frequency of the bandpass filter. can make it go over the top and oscillate. So the tube EQ adds tube warmth to your sound and allows you to sculpt your tone even further. This is the tube zipper, definitely one of my most favorite pedals of all time. It combines a really nice smooth tube overdrive using two 12AX7s with an envelope filter. And the combination of the two, you can get some really wild effects. So the pedal engaged, I'm going to turn up the resonance of the envelope filter. That gives you an up envelope. Then you can reverse the envelope to the down position. Just the sensitivity. Next, we go back to the up envelope, and we're going to add some distortion, some drive, I should say. And you have an input gain that will increase your gain feeding into the envelope filter, and then you have a drive that's after the filter. Really cool. It really accents the resonance. The next key feature is the trill control on here, which when you increase the resonance, it introduces an LFO, a low frequency oscillator, which creates this trill effect. You can use it as a standalone distortion by turning off the sensitivity, getting sort of that half-cocked wah sound. Which is great for feedback at low levels. This pedal is also capable of self-oscillation. Here's one of the crazy effects. This may give you an idea of why it's called the tube zipper. So as you can see, anybody can pretty much dial their own unique sound out of it. So without a doubt, this pedal is awesome. Really cool effects. Coolest pedal to come out in years. This is the white finger compressor. What makes this different from the black finger is this one uses FET solid state circuitry versus tube circuitry. It has the same features. It has the squash for heavy compression. You have LED and lamp for fast or slower attack, and they've also added a sensitivity control, which is similar to the ratio of compression control. It's a really great sounding compressor at a very affordable price. This compressor also incorporates the optical circuit, and we'll start with the LED. Now for the lamp setting, which is a slower attack. And this setting is great for vocals and keyboards and just a really nice light compression to fill it out. I'll compare it to the really nice and transparent compression. Here's an example of the squash feature. It's really great for filling out your guitar tone. That's the signal unaffected. So the White Finger is another great compressor. It's quiet and studio clean at a very affordable price. The Wiggler, this is a vibrato tremolo pedal that is all tube driven, uses two 12AX7s, and it creates a very warm tremolo and also 4 classic settings of vibrato. You can get a great classic warm tremolo. You can increase the volume, make it nice and creamy. Then you can work with the intensity. And this is what I love about Electro Harmonix pedals. They always take things over the top. So you have that could apply to techno users as well. The first vibrato setting I will show you is the lose setting. The next setting is called ham. Gives you the rotating speaker sound. This tremolo AC is reminiscent of the old British classic Class A 30-watt amplifier tremolo. The fourth vibrato setting, called whirl, is reminiscent of the all-so-famous classic electric piano tone. The Wiggler, to me, is the warmest, baddest sounding tremolo that I've found out there. The Worm is an all-analog modulation pedal with 4 different functions. It gives you vibrato, tremolo, phaser, and a modulation wah, which is very unique sounding. You also have an auto manual switch. When you flip it over to manual, it allows you to freeze the wah setting so you can set a notch, point, which is great for leads, and you can also freeze the sweep of the phaser. The first setting I'll show you is the vibrato. The next setting I'll show you is the tremolo, which is a very sweet sounding. The third setting is the classic Electro Harmonix phaser sound. The manual switch in conjunction with the phaser really allows for some cool uses. You can get different sounds with the same guitar, which is great for recording. Move it up to about, say, 2 o'clock. The last very unique effect to the worm is the modulated wah. Here I'll start at 0. Key it in. Or slow down the rate. You can also use the manual switch with the wah. Find a notch. Which is great for lead sounds. So as you can see, the worm is a very versatile pedal with 4 different sounds in a very affordable package.
And back up to full volume. And if you mess with the volts, oh yeah.
The Knockout from Electro Harmonix. And what exactly does this little fellow do? First, a 7-pole low-pass filter with a fixed cutoff frequency of 85 Hz. Then a 6-pole high-pass filter with a fixed cutoff frequency of 6.5 kHz. Wow, I've got no idea what I'm saying, but this thing sure sounds good. Here, with one push of the button, a Gibson 335 starts to sound like a Fender Strat or Telly, don't you think? Oh, check out the other strange sounds. Now, let's check out a Fender Strat with a rhythm pickup. Ooh, that sounds chunky. Man, those single coils sound like a set of humbuckers. I love the humbuckers. Good day, Mr. Koala Bear. How are things? Oh yeah, now we're getting somewhere. I was wondering what this little beast sounded like on bass. Get down, Mr. Solo. Yeah. Cha-cha. That thing adds some crazy low end. Yeah. Toggle the knob. What you doing? That almost sounds like a phaser. Woo! Yeah, yeah, yeah. How about something with a little funk to it? That sounds like a Gibson 335 with a rhythm pickup. Not anymore. All right. Knockout. I win. Coming soon, the myth of the memory man in stereo. Welcome to the world of the micropog. bet you could get a pretty cool organ sound out of that thing. How about a little less dry signal? And now with a volume pedal. Delicious. What's happened to our friends? How about a touch of bass? Ooh, yeah. That thing sounds like an 8-string. I'm feeling funky. Well, that'll get the party going. Yeah. All right. Have you ever heard the story of the electric mistress in stereo? Once upon a time, there was an ugly duckling who longed to find her inner beauty. And then one day, she was given a gift. And oh my, look what happened. And you might ask yourself, how can this story get any bigger, sweeter? How about stereo? Yeah, girl. Yeah. Now how about just the chorus? Now both. Check out the filter matrix mode when the rate knob is below 10 o'clock. Sometimes a girl likes to play those jazzy chords. Ooh. Feels like I'm swimming. Well, that's just like 1977. Yeah. That's downright robotic. Let's go out with something a little more funky. Yeah, that's it. Come join in, sister. Don't be afraid to step on that there flanger. Ooh. I wonder how this thing sounds on a voice. Wait, what's that I hear? Are those drums? Let's put it on that too. All right, now we're cooking. Welcome to the party. Yeah, party, baby. Great pedal. Have you heard the myth of the memory man? There once was a young man overcome by an obsession. There was only one thing that could take away his suffering. The Memory Man in stereo.
Why do you seek the Memory Man?
The lonesome man-child explained how he'd been seduced by the siren song of the Electric Mistress Sisters and had nowhere else to turn. To which the wise man responded,
You must experience the 8 sounds of Hazara.
1. The sweetest 3-second delay known to man. When the decay knob is fully clockwise, it almost sounds like reverb. Now a little filter. Ooh, that's chimey, like a ring modulator. With the decay knob, you can go from reverberant to more discrete echoes. Yeah, throw in a little tap tempo. Uh-oh, here we go with those repeats. And now the 1-second echo setting. All the same settings as the 3-second, with a shorter delay. Ooh, that's flangy. And now to save it as a preset, press down on the Hazara knob for 3 seconds. Ooh, look at those lights. Is it Christmas already? Now you can scroll around to the other settings, and with a single tap to the white knob, you've got your preset back. Hey, let's get funky with a 300 millisecond and modulation. This bad boy can go from flanger to chorus to modulated long delays. Yeah! Ooh, check out that stereo. Stereophonic. Yeah. Getting freaky with the tap tempo. Whoa, 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 yeah, whoa, yeah. It's just like nitrous oxide. Check out the filter. The dentist will see you now. Hey kids, don't forget to brush. Did you know that Chazarah is Yiddish for all the bells and whistles? Like a Hebrew national hot dog with everything. But sadly, all of this was lost on poor baby Beanie Boy. His obsession grew stronger, and so the wise man decided it was time to show him the magic of the multitap. Here, you can create an echo effect, where each repeat is the same volume. 1, 2, 3, and on and on. When the Memory Man is connected to 2 amplifiers, the echoes bounce between the 2 channels, just like a game of table tennis, or ping pong as some of you call it. For those of you experimental freaks, check out the weird stuttering sound you can get just by moving the delay time a little bit. Now for something a little more international. Ooh, that's like taking a trip to Africa. Don't forget your receipt. Play those congos, baby. How about the 1-second multi-tap with reverse? Yeah! Go on. As you turn the decay knob clockwise, the repeats get increasingly louder. Turn counterclockwise, and they fade away. Goodbye. This is the one mode where the tap tempo is disengaged. Stepping on the switch triggers reverse playback for as long as you hold it down. Up to 6 seconds. And yet, with all of this, the tender toddler could not rid himself of his obsession. It was as if he was haunted by a gorgeous ghost. And so the shaman decided to have his faithful assistant demonstrate the most sacred of all settings, the looper. Oh my, how does it do that? Reverse playback. Overdub on top of the loop. You can even overdub with echoes from other Hazari modes. Wow. Nice. In stereo. A little modulation, anyone? Change speed and pitch up to an octave lower. Or an octave higher. It was at this moment that the wise man decided it was time to show the tortured Todd the way to enlightenment. So he summoned his assistant for the necessary instruments.
Bring me my sacred trumpet. Bring me my sacred theremin.
this, the curse was lifted from the wee wanderer, and he and the electric mistress lived happily ever after. The end.
Dave Wiener here with Electro Harmonix again. This time I'm going to show you the Qtron Plus pedal. The Qtron Plus is an envelope-controlled filter with a host of features, including its own built-in effects loop, which means you can take other effects and put it through the pedal to get all sorts of crazy sounds. Here's a demonstration. So here we have the Electro Harmonix Qtron Plus pedal. It's basically an envelope filter, but as you can see, it's got a lot of knobs. It can do a lot of really cool stuff. Let's just take a listen to its basic sound at first. So it's a great envelope filter sound. It's nice and ducky, it's quacky like a good envelope filter should be. Let's take a look at the features. We've got input, output, and power, of course. We also have effects return and effects send. This pedal has its own built-in effects loop. We're going to get to that in a little bit. Of course, it has an on and off switch. Let's take a look at the knobs left to right. Over here we have mode. This is going to select which frequency range the filter should affect. Start over here with LP, that's low pass. This is going to affect the lower frequency, the bass notes. BP is band pass. It's going to affect the mid-range frequencies. HP is high pass. It's going to affect the higher frequency range. Finally, we have mix. Mix mode is a mixture between the dry signal and BP, which is band pass, the mid-range frequencies. It's probably my favorite mode because you get a little bit of the dry, but you also get plenty of the filter sweeping as well. The response knob gives us two choices, fast and slow. Slow is going to be more vowel-like, with lots of E's and O's present. Fast is going to be not quite as vowel, still plenty of sweep, but it's going to have a snappier attack to it. Not quite as much vowel. Down here below the response, we've got a sweep little switch there. That just gives us the direction of the filter sweep. Up, the filter sweep's going to go up. If it's down, well, here's up. And here's the filter sweep going down. Up again. You can clearly hear the difference. Next we have the range knob. In the lower switch, it's going to emphasize those vowel tones. In the higher position, it's going to emphasize the overtones. Next we have the peak. The peak controls the Q of the filter. If we have pretty much no peak, all the way counterclockwise, we're not going to have much of a filter happening. It's not going to get to a lot of frequencies. You can hear it's not doing much. As we start turning it clockwise, you can hear the Q opens up and it starts to increase the frequency range that the filter is going to affect. I like to leave it maybe like right there. Next we have gain and boost, and I mention them at the same time because they kind of work hand in hand. When boost is off, gain is a filter sensitivity control. When it's All the way down here, the filter is not going to have much sensitivity. You can hear it's kind of closed and it's not doing much, but as we crank the gain, right there's good. It's just giving us enough sensitivity to really force the filter open. And give us some good quackiness. And when the boost is on, the gain also acts as a volume knob. So it's not only a filter sensitivity control, it's also a volume knob when the boost is active. I usually leave it off though. So there's the Qtron Plus and its features. It's got so many great features. It's a really killer envelope filter pedal. Now let's take a look at the effects loop. The effects loop built into the Qtron Plus is a really great feature. It allows you to place any effect between the Qtron's preamp and the filter section. So whatever you put in that effects loop is going to get nice and treated by the Qtron Plus as well. So I just put in a simple delay. You go from the effects send to the input of your pedal, and then out of the pedal to the effects return. So let's take a listen to what's happening. So there are my repeated notes from the delay pedal. And you can hear that they're each getting affected by the filter, the envelope filter as well. Some really cool things happening. All sorts of great filtering, sweeping, enveloping kind of sounds happening with a delay pedal. You can put fuzzes, octaves in there, anything you want, and it's going to get, the possibilities are endless for the amount of effects that you can get. So there's the Electro Harmonix Qtron Plus envelope filter pedal. The people at EH really threw in so many great features to give you, the user, as many tonal possibilities as you can think of. Plus the effects loop, the possibilities are endless. Check one out. Dave Wiener here again with Electro Harmonix. This time I'm demonstrating the new Micro Pog. The Micro Pog is a polyphonic octave generator. What that means is that you can get more than one octave effect happening at the same time, which I'm about to demonstrate. Here we go. Let's take a look at the features of the Micro Pog. The Micro Pog is in Electro Harmonix XO series, which is the smaller series of pedals, but still has the great original sound of all of the larger Electro Harmonix pedals. We got input, we've got power, we've got two outputs here. We've got effect out and we've got dry out. For the demonstration, I'm only using effect out, but dry out is great for sending your signal completely unaffected to a separate amp. It's a pretty common procedure for guitarists to use two separate amps, one for dry and one for the effects, so that you have a nice mixture of your detailed, unaffected sound along with any of the effects you want to add in with the other amp setup. We got, of course, an on-off button, and we've got three knobs. We have dry, sub-octave, and octave up. The dry signal the dry knob mixes in your dry signal. Like I said, I have no dry output, so if this was all the way counterclockwise, we wouldn't hear anything. We're turning it completely clockwise because we're only using the effect output. Sub-octave mixes in the note or a group of notes that's one octave below what you're playing. If you've got it completely counterclockwise, you're not going to hear anything, and as you turn it, you're going to start to mix in the sub-octave note or group of notes. Fully clockwise is 100% mixed in octave. Same concept with the octave up. This is playing your note or group of notes that's one octave up from what you're playing. All the way counterclockwise is no effects, and as you start turning it clockwise, you start to mix in the octave up notes. Let's hear a demonstration. Let's take a look at the sub-octave feature first. I'm plugged directly into the micropog, directly going into my amp, which is a 59 Bassman, completely dry, as you can hear. So I'm going to turn this, and I'm going to start to hear a little bit of the octave start to come in there. And here it is all the way clockwise, full effect. Turn it off so you can hear the difference. Very cool. It just gets so low and so very cool. Throw a little bit of distortion on top of that and you got a really great fuzz octave thing happening. Let's take a look at the octave up feature. Again, going completely dry. Turn the pedal on, start mixing it in. There's 100% wet. Turn it off for reference. One of the best things about the micropog is its pitch correct notes. It's not warbling, it's not wavering away from the octave up or the octave down that it's supposed to be getting to like some pitch devices can do. This thing is spot on, which is great. That also makes it great not only for single note lines but also for chords and arpeggiated chords. Let's take a look at that. I'm going to dial up a sub octave, maybe about 70% here, and play some chords. Got a nice, really deep richness to it. I'll turn it off for reference. And back on. Very cool. Let's do the same thing with the octave up this time. We'll dial in about 70% here and do the same thing. Got a nice 12-string effect to it. Turn it off and play it again for reference. And back on. Again, like I said, those octaves that the micropog is giving me is pitch correct, complete detail and articulation, which is so nice to hear from a pitch device. And finally, let's mix both together here, and let's do that same test. Turn it off for reference. Back on one more time. It's got like a 12 string and a bass playing at the same time and almost has an organ effect to it. It's just very cool. So there's the micropog, the XO series micropog from Electro Harmonix. Such a killer pitch, multi-pitch, polyphonic octave generator. Check it out.
The Electro Harmonix #1 Echo is a digital delay. It offers great fidelity, it's easy to use, and it's quite affordable. It has 3 controls. Blend lets you adjust the balance of volume between your original signal and the echoes. Delay lets you dial in the amount of delay time you want up to a maximum of 2 seconds. And then feedback controls the number of repeats. The #1 echo is really great for doing short doubling or slapback echo effects like this. Check it out. At longer delays, longer delay times, you can really start to hear the quality of the repeats. One of the things that I like to do is to play off the rhythm of the echoes to get kind of like a syncopated arpeggiator type of sound, like this. You do the same thing with chords. Here's the longest delay, 2 seconds. One of the things you can do that's really cool is turn the feedback control all the way up. It repeats almost infinitely, but not quite. And you can create these like rhythmic grooves, very atmospheric, like this. If you're in the market for an echo that has all of the right features, simple, easy to use, 2-second delay, affordable, definitely take a closer look at the #1 echo from Electro Harmonix. The Electro Harmonix Hog is a polyphonic guitar synthesizer. It features an array of 16 sliders that give you control over the Hog's 10 independent synth voices, as well as straight guitar, attack, decay, the filter section, and more. And when you combine that with the Hog's expression section, which offers 7 different modes, including octave bend, whole step bend, you can introduce portamento, there's a wah-wah pedal, you can even do filter sweeps in real time. When you combine those things, you wind up with a product that, though it's very compact, is very, very powerful. Here's a bass sound using a voice that's an octave below the guitar's pitch. And I'm going to use the expression pedal to do a whole step bend down. This voice, or this sound, uses a voice that's an octave above the guitar's pitch. And I'm going to use some attack decay along with some resonance from the filter and the expression pedal to create a sound like a bowed instrument. Here's a sound based on a voice that's 3 octaves above the guitar's pitch. It's amazing how well the Hog tracks. It tracks basically everything or anything you can do. One of the cool things about it is that you can combine the synthesized voices with a straight guitar signal. Here's an example of that. I'm going to combine dry output with a voice that's a fifth above the guitar's pitch. And I'm going to do an octave bend on that voice. Sounds like this. Here's another example of combining straight guitar sound with one of the synth voices. In this case, it's a voice that's 2 octaves above. And I'm going to add portamento. That's done through the filter or through the expression mode in what's called freeze glissando. And if I press the pedal down about halfway, it gives me portamento. Portamento is a synthesizer term. What it means is if you play a note and move to another one, or a chord and move to another one, the sound glides up or down to the new pitch. This, to me, sounds like somebody whistling along with what I'm playing on the guitar. Here's another sound that uses that portamento effect. You know, because the Hog has so many different voices, you can layer them to create really interesting harmonies. This is a sound that uses a voice 2 octaves below, a voice 1 octave below, and a voice a fifth above what I'm playing on the guitar. Has a very orchestral sound to it. With 10 different voices, it's possible to really layer sounds and create deep, rich, lush guitar sounds. This sound here is a combination of straight guitar with some 1, 2, and 3 octave above. To me, it sounds like a combination between an organ and a 24-string guitar. See what I mean? Add some step bend. One of the things that the Hog does incredibly well is to create organ sounds. And this one uses a combination of voices both above and below the pitch of the guitar. Check it out. One of the cool things about the Hog is that you can take a synth patch like that, synth sound, go into the expression mode, which is freeze volume, use the expression pedal, and sustain that synth sound while you play over it with your guitar. It works like this. Well, as you can see in here, the Hog is capable of an incredible array of different sounds, and I've just scratched the surface. One of the things about it is that every time you sit down with it, you discover something new. And of course, if you use the Hog with other Electro Harmonix products, you also open up this incredible universe of new sound possibilities. Let me just leave you with one of those, and it just uses one of the synth patches on the Hog with the Electro Harmonix #1 Echo. The Electro Harmonix LPB1 is the pedal that started it all, the LPB1 linear power booster. You can think of it as an extra gain stage, and in fact you can use the LPB1 to overdrive an amplifier. And one of the coolest things about the LPB1 is that as you back off on your volume or play less aggressively, it cleans up. Makes it ideal for playing live. The LPB1 is also great in the middle of a chain of effects if you're losing gain, or if you have a long chain of effects, it's great at the end to add output that might be lost. And now the LPB1 is available in the new Nano package that features a rugged cast construction and a pedal board ready footprint. It's the LPB1 from Electro Harmonix. The Electro Harmonix Micro Qtron is an envelope-controlled filter. It creates a sound that's very organic sounding, kind of like a wah-wah pedal, but without the pedal. And the way it works is by responding to your picking attack and to your playing dynamics. Micro Qtron has 3 controls. There's a 3-position mode switch where you can select band pass, low pass, or high pass filter modes. The Q control adjusts the dramaticness, the intensity of the effect. As you turn it clockwise, the effect becomes more pronounced, more peaky. And the drive control is how you adjust the pedal's sensitivity. This is the bandpass mode. Here's low pass. Here's with the Q all the way up in low pass. You can hear how much more intense the effect becomes. You know, the Micro Qtron is great for doing funky comping kinds of stuff. Here's a little of that in the high pass mode. That's the Micro Qtron from Electro Harmonix. The Nano Small Stone is part of Electro Harmonix's new Nano series of pedals that all feature rugged cast construction and a pedal board ready footprint. The Small Stone has two controls. The rate knob lets you adjust the speed of the phase shift, and there's a two-position color switch or depth switch which controls how deep and intense the phase shift is. Let's check it out. When you put the color switch in the up position, it becomes much more intense and a lot deeper. One of the coolest things about the Small Stone is that it's not a genre-specific pedal. It seems to work with any style of music. And here's the Small Stone with some pretty intense distortion courtesy of the Pocket Metal Muff. Check it out. The Small Stone is a particularly organic and soulful sounding pedal. Really warm. That's probably why, since its introduction in the 70s, it's achieved legendary status and can really be heard on countless recordings. And now it's available in a variety of packages to best suit your needs as a player. The Electro Harmonix Soul Preacher is a compressor. It gives your guitar more sustain. It makes it feel more touch sensitive and more responsive. And at extreme settings, it can also give you a kind of like right on the edge sound, and it does all of that without introducing any distortion or really changing the tone of your guitar. The unit has three controls. The volume control pretty much adjusts what its name implies. The gain control, or sustain control, controls the amount of compression. And finally, there's a three-position switch which offers fast, medium, and slow attack modes. In fast attack, your entire signal is compressed. And it's a mode where playing is really effortless. It's like playing a high-gain amp, but without the distortion. Here's what I'm talking about. When you go into the medium attack mode, the first transient, the first part of your signal gets through before the Soul Preacher starts compressing. And it gives you a kind of a nice little bump in the compression. The medium attack mode is really versatile and it really fills your sound out. Here's an example of some of that. Turn it up. Finally, in the slow attack mode, even more of the original part of your signal, the leading edge of your signal, gets through. And it provides a kind of funky bump in the compression. And in fact, that mode is really good for doing funky comping, this kind of stuff. The Electro Harmonix Soul Preacher compressor provides really transparent, distortion-free compression in a pedal board friendly footprint, easy to use, very affordable price, definitely worth checking out. Clone theory has been known for a long time for its really lush sounding chorus and vibrato, and now it's available in a stereo unit. The stereo clone theory chorus and vibrato has 3 modes: chorus 1, chorus 2, and vibrato. And there are also depth and rate controls. In the chorus 1 mode, the depth control is preset at a setting that the engineers feel is optimum. In chorus 2 and vibrato, both depth and rate are completely adjustable. Here's chorus 1. Vibrato is an alternating change in pitch, and it's an effect that can really spice up a lick or a song. Here's a pretty fast vibrato. Slow it down a little. Here's the stereo clone theory in chorus 2 mode with a nice, slow, rich chorus sound. If you play more aggressive styles of music that use a lot of distortion, I think you'll find that the stereo clone theory really adds 2 things to your playing. First, it adds real girth and beef, and the second thing is that it just seems to make harmonics pop out. Here's some pretty intense distortion courtesy of the pocket metal muff, and I'm going to use the same chorus sound that I just used playing plain. Stereo clone theory, chorus and vibrato. It's as lush as ever, it's just in stereo. The Electro Harmonix Stereo Pulsar is a variable shaped tremolo and panning pedal. And I know what you're thinking, oh, I have tremolo in my amplifier. Well, so do I, but it's not the same. In fact, the Stereo Pulsar can give you so much control over tremolo that you may not have even thought it was possible. I didn't think it was. And it's capable of producing some really, really cool sounds. The controls are pretty straightforward. The depth control determines how much tremolo is added to your signal. The shape control lets you select the shape of the wave that actually modulates the tremolo. And it works in conjunction with this 2-position switch that gives you a sawtooth or a square wave. And the shape of the wave actually changes the sound of the tremolo. And finally, there's a rate switch. which is the speed at which the tremolo occurs. Here's one of my favorite settings. Here's another setting with a really fast, intense vibrato. Switch into the triangle mode and turn the rate down for a completely different effect. Here's another tremolo which uses a square wave to modulate the tremolo. It has kind of like a swamp rock feel to it. Here's a very spacey atmospheric tremolo. The wave modulating the tremolo is actually a falling sawtooth. The stereo pulsar takes tremolo to a completely new level.